this is a Hungarian invention. Maybe it shouldn't seems to be a big deal because it looks like a table tennis. It looks like table tennis, but as you can see, it's curved, and it makes it quite difficult, and you have to have really good skills to play on this table. I think the whole invention is about to improve the skills of young players, because if you can play on this table, you can do anything. So this is a Hungarian invention, and I think it has two parts: the business part and the sports part. Because of course it's a product, so of course those who invented it they want to sell it.
The team of Sabrosa and Gallas taking on Pires and Garnier. Sabrosa with the first serve out wide there by Pires. And there you can see Garnier looking very confident. There's a header from Gallas. This is a good rally to start things off with. The header there by Pires. The referee thought about calling it, but he didn't. That's gone wide there from Gallas. And the first point going the way then of the team of Pires and Garnier.
I've never seen anyone wearing a baseball cap during service.
You got to look cool no matter what you're doing. Oh, well, it's Sabrosa's attempts to get it back to his partner Gallas. 2-0, the score. Pires and Garnier. Garnier's a pretty handy player, I think, isn't he?
He's very good.
Result is 2-0.
I see that he's wearing everything. Necklace, bracelets, everything.
None of this is going to help, is it?
No, not really.
Double fault.
There's the double faults.
Grey Stars.
William Gallas, the voice of calm on the outside there. Just telling Sabrosa to get it down. There's Pires with the header. Gallas with the other shot. Oh, there was contact with the table there, definitely, wasn't there?
And no pass either, so...
They're good players, aren't they? They are good players. Gallas with the harvester, which is of course a drop shot. 2-2 the score. This is going to be a belter.
Point to Grey Stars. Gallas with the serve. First service. Point to Grey Stars. Service change.
So 3-2 the score in this opening stages of this All-Stars game.
Pires with the serve. First service.
Pires out wide with the header. Gallas with the attempted harvester. We saw it work from earlier on.
Pires with the serve. First service.
So confirmation that this will just...
Yes, I was part of the student approval and movement. I even had the privilege to be one of the students from Budapest that got into a train to East Berlin. It was a big deal. I got a stone from the Berlin Wall. I still have stones from the Berlin Wall.
An original stone?
The original stones, yeah.
I'm on the job, so...
Yeah, I'm on the job too.
Cheers.
Cheers, Happy. Thank you very much for having us.
Thank
so
you for
meanwhile, David is doing what he has to do. If you don't mind, can I tell you some more info about Hungary?
Please do.
If you care.
No, I do care.
Okay.
You care.
No. So it is, as Dr. Tete and all the other colleagues said, it is in Central Europe. It's a landlocked small country with 10 million people. The capital of the country is Budapest, and we are a member of the European Union, and we are a member of the NATO, and we are a very, very proud nation with a very ancient history. We have the biggest lake in Europe. It is called Balaton. So we don't have a sea, we don't have an ocean, but we have a beautiful lake. You can do whatever. There you can swim, you can sail. The neighborhood is, the landscape is beautiful.
You're still watching one of the most fascinating episodes yet of Diplomatic License right here on Citi TV. Once again, my name is Apioko, and my guest today is His Excellency András Szabó. He is, of course, the ambassador of Hungary to Ghana, and he's here with three big men. You know, in Citi, we like to use the term big men, very, very big men. And I mean, as the conversation progresses, if you're just joining us, you will get to know who they are and why they're an important part of this conversation. But Ambassador, how did I do at Teqball?
Actually, you surprised me. You did very well. I saw you scoring.
Thank you. Thank you. But I want us to get into, I mean, you've been here for 5 years. But earlier, we mentioned briefly that you chose to come to Ghana. So I want to talk a little bit about that journey that brought you to Ghana, and then we'll round up with the legacy that you're leaving, because as Dr. Tete has mentioned, David has pointed out, Nicholas has also highlighted, there's so many things that Ghana is doing with Hungary that people are not aware about, and I think it's very important that people who are watching us get to understand just how pivotal the Ghana-Hungarian relationship is and has been. So let's talk about you. I mean, we know already that you went to school. Dr. Tete likes to make it a point to mention that you're his junior in school. You know, you're his junior. Accepted? Okay. But prior to that, which part of Hungary did you grow up in?
I was in the capital, in Budapest. And as I told you before, I'm a son of a diplomat, so I grew up in several countries. I lived as a child in India, and then I went to high school in Switzerland. There I learned French, which oui, absolument. Which helped a lot, because before coming to Ghana, I already served in an African country, Morocco, because it's still an African country.
Oh, absolutely, very much so.
But you know that they speak French there. I was number 2 there, and I was also running the consular section there.
Oh,
so,
the visa guy.
I was also a visa
very
guy.
Important.
So the French language helped a lot, and then I started my life on my own. So yes, I'm Hungarian, but actually I lived half of my life abroad.
Yeah, so you're a citizen of the world, really. And
that's a nice expression, yes.
It shows. Do you have any siblings? Did you
No,
grow up with
I'm
an only child?
only.
So you're enjoying the travels all alone. That must have been an experience.
Well, I have my family. They always came with me. Unfortunately, only during the last year they had to move back home because of the COVID.
This is your wife and your children. Okay, how many children do you have?
Two, one daughter and one boy.
Okay, how old are they?
18 and 13.
Oh no, they're not children.
They are not children anymore, unfortunately.
They're not children.
Or fortunately, I don't know yet.
And what was the experience like for the family until they had to go back home?
Well, I think they are also citizens of the world, so they like exploring and you know, every time we go through our old photos, we realize how lucky we are. From Iran to Morocco, so many countries. Not only as a mission, but you know, if you go to, if you leave, because my first mission was in Iran. How many chances you have to travel around, to travel to Oman, the Emirates. It's who does have this chance? So we are extremely lucky that during my lifetime I could have traveled to almost 80 countries. I think this is for me, traveling is the best hobby, and I think you are becoming a different person by sucking the culture of other people. It's just great.
And like I said, it shows. I can feel how rounded a person you are, and clearly that's a result of the experiences that you picked up over the years as a young person, and then, you know, now as a seasoned diplomat that you are. But let's talk a little bit about school. And again, Dr. Teta was your senior. I'm giving you your kudos. You're a senior in school, but you also studied economics and international relations. Was that part of your journey to diplomacy? Did you always know you wanted to be a diplomat?
Well, let's say yes. Of course, when it's like an infusion, you know, it's you grow up, you follow the lifestyle of your parents. I think I'm not saying 100%, but it shows you the way. So my answer would be yes.
Okay. So after university, what came next?
I started to work immediately. And you know, in our profession, why you are choosing this profession is to try yourself abroad in different missions. So as I said, I started in Iran and then in Morocco, and this is my third mission. And this one, I'm doing it as an ambassador. And as Nicholas said it before coming here, I was chosen to build the newly founded Africa department back in my ministry. Until 2014, Africa was not on our map.
On the back burner.
Yeah, it was. Of course, we already had 3 embassies in the sub-Saharan region, but it was not really on our radar. And then we decided that Africa is important and Africa is the future. So we created a department for it. We were like a dozen of people working on this department, and our job was to do something with this continent.
What made Africa as a continent so important in that moment? I mean, because since the 60s, that wasn't the case, and all of a sudden in 2014, it became a priority. What caused that?
I think the answer is very, very simple. Also, Nicholas mentioned before that we've been concentrating, of course, due to historical facts. We were more dealing with Europe, and then the Hungarian government realized that diplomacy all alone is not enough. We have to attach economic diplomacy to it, and this is why we even changed the name of my ministry. The name of the ministry right now is Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade. So my minister is not only a foreign minister, but he's also a trade minister. So the trade segment of our job received a huge importance. what is the future, where there are unexplored markets here in Africa. So I think the chain of events, it's quite clear, and we were honored and lucky enough to get this task and mission. Guys, Africa is there, do something with it, and I think we did something with it.
And we're going to talk about that, but how did you end up choosing Ghana? Because it could have been Nigeria, it could have been Senegal, it could have been Kenya. Why Ghana?
So we already had 3 embassies, as I told. We existing embassies in Kenya, in South Africa, and in Nigeria. We knew that we have to expand. So at that time, the government decided to reopen 3 other embassies. So right now we are having 6 embassies in the sub-Saharan region. I don't want to talk about the others, why Angola and why Ethiopia. We can talk about it, but we are here in Ghana. So Ghana, I think we were here before. Dr. Tete spoke about the history. At that time, the foreign minister was a half Hungarian, half Ghanaian lady named Hannah Tete. Emotion is part of our life. We are not only professionals, but we are human beings. You know, it was an important emotional hit that we felt that this country, they want us. You want us. We are well received. If we come here, we are coming home, and this is why we chose Ghana.
Okay. Now,
apart from the security, you know that it's a secure country and the economy is doing well, etc., etc. But mainly the coming home aspect was very important for us.
And again, if you just joined us, Dr. Tete earlier did mention about the long history that Ghana has with Hungary, about how Nkrumah was very systematic in working with Hungary, about how you talk about VRA being a great part of that partnership, a great legacy of our history between Ghana and Hungary. But Your Excellency, so I want us to talk about the work that you've been doing in Ghana. And I'll say that is very important because a lot of people don't realize that Hungary has been doing so much with Ghana, and particularly during your tenure. And your tenure is ending, you're leaving very shortly. Let's talk about some of the work that you've done. We do know that last year alone, now we have 16 regions in Ghana, and particularly the wastewater sanitation projects that were commissioned around the country. Many of them were, if not all, were Hungarian projects. So let's talk about some of the work that you've done, and what some of your expectations were, business-wise, investment-wise, development-wise, coming to Ghana, and how you've managed to achieve or realize some of those dreams.
Yeah. So as I told you, we were very much business-minded when we came here, and of course you have to understand from the Ghanaians what they need. And this is why we have all these people with us, because they told us what we can do here. You cannot impose anything on a country if they don't want it. And of course you have to know what do you have in your backpack when you're coming. If your backpack is empty, then you cannot give it to your partners. We have some. There are some sectors we are doing well in Hungary in general, but of course you have to know that Hungarian companies, they are new players in Africa. So the number of companies who are brave enough to come to Africa, you know, it's time consuming, it's money consuming, and the results, they won't come in a day. So those companies in Hungary. And also when it comes that their management speaks good English, etc., they are ready cultural-wise to come here. So in this regard, our little army is limited. So, but we realize. I mean, we collected them. So, which are those sectors where we have good companies? The water, the construction, the energy, the IT, and agric. So we knew what we want, we knew what we have, and those are the sectors we started to explore. Definitely, in after 5 years, the nicest success story is in water. Before in the kitchen we spoke about water-related sports, but it's not only sports. As you rightly said, when you have little of something, you want to protect it. We are protecting our water bodies because it's very important for the agriculture. For, of course, water is life. Water is life. So we know how to protect it, how to maintain it. And of course, you know your own country better, the galamsey and all the water related issues. So we knew it's a bingo. We knew that here we are going to speak the same language, and I should be very, very proud that in Africa, within such a short period of time, because 5 years in Africa when doing business, it's a short period of time. We recently could commission a water facility in Kumasi, which when it will operate fully, it will help the life of all the inhabitants of Kumasi. And I think it's a big deal. We saw it operating. It's ready. It's there, and I think it's a big deal. And the Ghanaians they love so much this technology that they asked us to build two of the same type in Tamal and in Takoradi. And I hope that my colleagues they won't stop here, and they will. I can see this technology all over in the country, as you rightly said, in all of the 16 regions of the country.
Yeah. Okay, so water has been your biggest hit. So you're handing over to someone else, and we've spoken a lot about how seamless the Hungarian concept of continuity is. What are you expecting your team here? I mean, you've got David. I know Dr. Tete always been in the mix. Nicholas is, he's here. He's with us. And then whoever will take the seat of ambassador. What are some of the things?
It's not a one-man show. It's not a one-man show. These people and the next generation, they know very well what they have to do, and they will know. Of course, we are different human beings. Of course, I like the salt more than you do, but it's fine. I had my fixations, agric, food processing. Maybe the next generation they will prefer a little bit something else. But I think it's fine. I think it's fine. And I think it should be like this. The water cooperation between the two countries, we are almost done with it. It's a success story. Nobody can stop us. So let us find other ways. Meanwhile, it will still ticking, but let's find other ways. So I'm totally relaxed about it.
Definitely. Your Excellency, you just mentioned food processing, and I know that's something you're very much interested in. And again, in Ghana, we're having big conversations about taking the agric sector from just being primary to more of a manufacturing sector, and then in the end, creating export products. What are some of the things that you've discovered about the Ghanaian space in this regard, and what kinds of advice would you have for us as you're parting ways? Not eternally, but at least, until you do come back. What would you like to see the next time you come back as far as food processing is concerned?
I think the most shocking experience was here when I went to a shop and I saw prices. As we know, everything is imported, especially if you are an expat. Obviously, you don't have the time to buy your stuff in Makola.
Exactly.
You buy
Takes
in
a
the
lot of time.
yeah you buy in the neighboring supermarket. The price was shocking, and of course we understood why. Everything is important. We also have to raise the attention of young people. Everybody want to be cool, but they forget that in Europe the new phase of young people, they go back from city to the farm because they find it sexy and they find it cool to do something, to create something on their own little farm or middle-sized farm. So we have to tell the Ghanaians that being a farmer, I know it's a hard job, and of course the European technology for agriculture is different than what we have here, and of course when there is no rain, and I know it's difficult, but I think we have to tell the young generation that agriculture and farming it's a great profession, and this is life. Again, without bread there is nothing. You can have a nice car, but there is no point. So food processing, yes, I mean you have everything here, but you have to add value to it. You cannot take mango to Europe, because of course you can, but not in a huge quantity, because it gets rotten. So you have to do something with it, and actually eventually you have everything here. So please let us add value to it.
Brilliant. And I'm very happy. There's something that you keep saying that is standing out for me. You keep talking about doing business, and that's exciting me because especially the current government, it's been the conversation for a while, but we've been talking about Ghana beyond aid. So I'm happy to hear that your ministry even is, has a trade component in there, not an aid component. You're talking about business, you're talking about partnerships, and I must commend you, Ambassador, but of course the Hungary and your team here as well for seeing Ghana as a viable partner, business partner, and also for your very honest. Dr. Teta did say that Hungarians are very straightforward, so very honest words about where we're going wrong and what we need to do, so that we can also be a proper partner for the business that exists between Hungary and Ghana. I must commend you and the state for that. Thank you very much. Okay, so I think
Thank you.
You're welcome. Is our gouache ready, chef? Sous chef. Okay, so we're going on a short break, and when we return, we have more conversations. We have more conversations. His Excellency has said 10 more minutes, and then we wrap it up. We'll be right back. You're still watching the Diplomatic License right here on Citi TV, and we're about to wrap up our time that we're spending today with His Excellency András Szabó, the Ambassador of Hungary to Ghana. And if you're just joining us, we've had several conversations. You're late, you're very late, but you can catch up later. Go to Citi 2, everything will be there. But it's time to eat our gouache. Yes, our sous chef. Sous Chef David, who is also the Deputy Ambassador here at the Hungarian Embassy in Ghana. I mean, he set the table before us in the presence of our friends, not our enemies. So what do we have here? How do we serve it? Yeah.
Well, as Martin mentioned, we have the gouache. This one is the gouache soup.
Okay.
May I go first?
No, please go ahead.
The only lady at the table.
No, they put them in the fridge. Anyway. But before we taste the soup, let me remind you about a very important step. We spoke about food processing.
Yes.
I think this is also a kind of food processing. You see the peach on the bottle. This is what we call palinka. This is palinka. This is the most famous Hungarian hard liquor. We drink it as an appetizer and as a digestive, and we drink it every time. So, if you don't mind, I know we are at work, but please just have a sip. It's like the Italian grappa.
Or akpeteshi.
in Ghana.
It's like akpeteshi. I didn't say I drink akpeteshi, and Dr. Tete didn't say he drinks akpeteshi. That's what he said.
I want Nicholas one day to make palinka out of mango. He already tried, and he owes me that he will carry on this dream that he will make palinka out of Ghanaian mango one day. Huh? Promise?
Nicholas, promise.
It's a promise.
Promise.
Take the bottle.
So palinka out of Ghanaian mango and maybe Ghanaian pawpaw. Is that possible?
In the case of the palinka, I'm taking tonic.
Tonic, you're allowed. You're allowed.
Otherwise, my viewers will not forgive me. So which one do I put the tonic? This one?
No, that one. Cheers, Api. Cheers, Api. We will have our wine with goulash, little bread if you want to, and that's all. And you can cheers, and thank you very much for coming over, and thank you very much for this lovely company. Thank you. Cheers.
Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you, Dr. Tata.
Cheers.
In Hungary, they say egg shigedre. Can you say that one? Cheers.
Egg. Egg shigedre. Okay, interesting.
Bon appetit. Let's give it a try.
Have tea.
Bless everything here.
Amen. And this is Hungarian shito. You said pishta. Okay. So for the Ghana people, shito true, red pepper. That's what it is basically. So there are similarities. And this is like light soup. Almost.
We also eat it with bread. So I put some bread.
Okay. It's good. It's just like our soup. Not as peppery. Yes, we are. It's just like our soup. Okay, so I mean, we've spoken a lot about Hungarian food, business. We haven't spoken too much about culture in general. So, Sana Dagaju, she's Ghanaian Hungarian. Yes, she's Hungarian. Can we talk about how big she is in Hungary?
She is big, and I was laughing when Nicola shared the experience of how he was treated there and here. Senna was always telling the same story, and it's so funny. Senna is very big. In Hungary, she is one of the most popular singers. Her voice, frankly speaking, her voice is amazing. She's performing sometimes alone. She's got a band, different formations, and obviously it was a natural move to organize something with her when we came here. Of course, even despite the fact I told you that we came home, we still had to show our face, and culture, of course, is the best way. So from the very beginning, we started to organize Hungarian Cultural Week until COVID came. So we organized 3 times different activities, but the highlight of the Hungarian Cultural Week was Senna. She came here with different Hungarian artists, and she was joined by local artists. And throughout the week, we organized concerts here and there. There was always one at the embassy, and the main show was every time at the Alliance Française. 5,000 people singing and dancing like crazy. It was live broadcasted by on the MTN Facebook site. I think it was a big hit. Seriously, it was a big hit, and and I hope after COVID we can restart it. But Ghanaians, they loved it, and you also have to know we told you about spa and wine and all these major things what we have in Hungary. We shouldn't forget about festival tourism. We are a festival country. One of the biggest festival is in Budapest every year in August. It is called the Island Festival. Throughout the week, 500,000 people are attending it. From all 500,000 people from all the in a week, from all the corners of the world. It has been cancelled last year and it is cancelled again this year, but because of COVID. But it's you know, when I was young, I went there, and you know, so many big stars, and it's a great event. So we want to introduce something like that, because throughout the culture you can invite tourism. Ghana needs tourism. So this was another try to combine culture and tourism, and of course to show Hungary to Ghanaians. So yeah, these are the major pillars of our cultural activity here in Ghana.
That's wonderful. And then Sana's mother, you were telling me, I mean, I never made the connection that Kati of bead fame, Ghanaian bead fame, is Sana's mother. And she, I mean, for those of you who don't know, as far as modern beading goes in Ghana, especially using a traditional trade bead, she's one of the pioneers of how it's done and packaged and brought into modern times. So that, because we were playing games earlier, I'm not wearing my beads, but usually I have beads on, and you know, she made beads cool, basically, and she's part of the Ghana Bead Trade, one of the founders of the Ghana Bead Society.
Yeah. So as I told you privately, Sena's father was an alumni as well in Hungary. He studied in Hungary oil industry, and he came back and he became former deputy oil minister. But I think the artistic blood comes from the mother, and she's really a very important pillar of the Hungarian community here in Ghana. She is our mother here. She cares a lot about us, but she's having a very serious artistic blood. And this bead thing, I think it's combining with the European optic. I think it brings a lot of cool stuff.
Definitely. So I'm going to ask all of you here, and we've been joined by Richard. Richard is here. Richard is a very big man. You know, I don't know if His Excellency wants to introduce Richard.
Richard is one of our colleagues working at the embassy. Also joined our team 4 years ago. So we are old guys here, experienced guys, and we all love Africa, and this is why we are here.
Absolutely. So I want to know. So we spoke about your favorite food is red. You like beans because you eat a lot of beans in Hungary as well. I've learned today. But what's your favorite Ghanaian music? Who do you like to listen to? I mean, of course, there's Sana Dakaju. You can't take that away. But apart from Sana, who else?
Every time I say it, everybody's laughing at me. You know, he also joined us. It's One Love. He is my favorite.
One Love.
I'm sorry.
One Love. No, One Love. Yeah, we love him. We love One Love.
He's a real musician.
Is there a reason why?
Because he's good. Because I saw him with his guitar, and he's good. You know, he's not this fashion musician. He's a real musician.
He's making music. He's experimenting.
He's a real musician.
I like that. One Love. You have some accolades here from the ambassador. So take them. And David, what about you?
Well, I don't have a favorite, but I love the authentic music, the rhythm, and especially the drummers. So even with some of the delegates, when we talked about agriculture, it was funny that we went to the countryside with them. We did a drum school with local drummers. It was cool. I loved it.
So you learned how to play a little. Next time you owe me, you have to show me your skills. Since you're not leaving,
From all the tribal history, we also have drums in our music history. So there are some mutual roots.
Yeah, for you.
And Richard, you just joined us. Well, who's your favorite Ghanaian musician?
To be honest, I don't have any favorite, but the same as David mentioned.
I'm sorry.
I really like the traditional dancing and the mixture of art. At one point, for example, my son is attending here. He's 4.5. He loves playing drums. We already have several different kinds of drums at home, traditional types.
That sounds brilliant. Do you play too?
Not really. I'm a guitar.
Oh, you're a guitarist, so you're a musician nonetheless. Okay, so Nicholas, what about you? Who is your favorite Ghanaian musician?
Interestingly, I love Diana Asamoah, the gospel musician.
Interesting. Why?
Frankly speaking, I don't know. Like her sound, I like her sound, and I like the message also. I don't know, she's just, like, even before I knew that it's her, I've been hearing the songs on the radio or my uncles or in the car, and I'm like, wow, this is I don't know, somehow it resonates with me.
That's a very interesting kind of Ghanaian gospel music.
Yes.
So I'm curious to know why, but anyway, I guess where you grew up around or what surrounds you also influences your taste. So if it's something you've been hearing, like you said, your uncles play, then
no, genuinely, like I got exposed to all kinds of music, but I feel that like that was something uniquely special. And I also like some of the hip life artists from like 20-30 years ago. I don't know, somehow the sound is
like the early 2000s. Are there any names that pop up for you?
Not necessarily.
Not really, but just like the sound.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, early hip life, especially the early 2000s. So you had Achame, Tic Tac, Ochame Kwame. Then Ochame Kwame, Ochame Kwame was then part of Achame. He and his brothers, which included Flowstone King, who is really big in Kumasi. He's a big rapper. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from because those sounds were very raw. It was a new sound. It was experimental. So I see what you mean. Now everything is Afrobeat. Everything is Afrobeat. Okay. And Doc, what's your favorite Ghanaian music?
That's a very nice, interesting question. Coincidentally, almost all of them I've played on my platform. It will be very unfair. I personally had some of them as my praise and worship leaders. Then as someone has sung on my platform, led my worship. Sunday Bible started traveling because of me. I became my protege. Neil Kind have a relationship with Joe Metzel. The Teqball sisters traveled with me around the world. So it will be very difficult for me to zero because these are people that I've had personal relationships with them. In terms of what I do, it's very sensitive if I zero in on one individual. So I love them all.
So what I'll ask is, when you see them, how do you feel? Knowing that they passed through your hand at some point and you were given the opportunity to sort of groom them in one way, shape or form.
When President John Mama was still the president, there was an occasion where I happened to be the main speaker at the Independence Square, and I said that I brought up Sonny Badu, who was my protege. I started traveling around him. And so it was a publication of front page in one of the newspapers that Loretta bragged about Sonny.
I remember that.
Guess where Sonny Badu was there? He was in Australia. So he saw the headlines that Loretta has bragged about Sonny Badu. And he sent an Instagram and a press statement to Ghana News Agency that not only should I brag about him, I should tell him how many times he washes my things, that he's still ready to wash it. Because of this, the Chief Justice of Ghana then, Georgina Tebera, said this young man will go very far. So I've had that kind of relationship with them, and for me, it's always a joy to know that the people who come after us are building up on where we left.
It's brilliant. Wonderful. So, Your Excellency, back to you. We're wrapping up this conversation now, Is there anything particular that you want to highlight, that you want to say? Because we're not just parting ways with this interview. You're leaving Ghana. Other duties are calling. You've done 5 years. What is the one takeaway that you want Ghanaians to have, or you want people to remember by the time you're back in Hungary and maybe in another country in the next few months?
I think we made a very good decision when we decided to open an embassy here. As I told you, 5 years in the history of an embassy is not. It's very short, but we still wrote history here. So I can leave this country with all the pride in me. I'm proud of what we have done. I'm proud of these guys. The message for the Ghanaians is, I think, this is the example. Education, open-mindedness, open to the world. You have to listen to other people. You have to swallow everything what other nations are giving you, and you have to always look up, never down. And this is what we did, because I don't want to hide that we had our ups and downs here, but we always looked up, and you have to be patient, optimistic. I learned a lot from my colleagues. I learned a lot from Africa, from my colleagues. I was not. Now I'm becoming calmer, more patient, wiser. I became a wiser man here. So, Africa, with the African mentality, if you wanna listen to the nice things, and you combine it with the European, it can give something nice.
Something beautiful. Okay, and finally, I mean, you're leaving, and not everybody who is watching us may go into diplomacy or can become an ambassador, but everybody can get an education. And a little earlier we spoke about Hungarian education and why it would be a great choice. And I know there's an association of sorts that has been set up here for people who want to explore Hungary as an option.
Hungary Educational Agency. Please turn to them and they will show you the way.
Okay, you hear that? The Hungarian Educational Agency, and they'll tell you what to do. But please, it's not magic. You need to learn first and get good grades. Very important to know. You can't just go and say, I want to go to school in Hungary, and you have F's and E's and chains. No. Get good grades, and then the excellence that Hungary has to offer in education and everything else is your door. Ambassador has said so. All these wonderful gentlemen that I've been spending time with today, they've also put their minds and hearts behind that. And I think we'll call it a day. Yes.
Let me do a protocol.
Absolutely.
And say on behalf of the entire Ghanaian community that we are proud of András. I say this emotionally and also passionately because I've been from the very inception, from when he was only the head of African Department, the Minister of Foreign Affairs in Hungary, and when he came here. And I must say he's a team member, he's a team player, he's a leader par excellence. He knows how to keep everybody together. He related to people from all walks of life. And I want to say, András, emotionally, I want to say congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations, you've been very good. You have also played a very good role. Today, Hungary is one of the most recognized countries in Ghana because of his attitude, together with his lieutenants. And I say this passionately, not because of my popularity or the fame I have in Ghana, but because of the passion and the sentiment I have for Hungary. And I must say, we'll forever remember you. Remember, when you are not in Ghana anymore, your footprints will never be.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Very nice. Áldjon meg az Úr.
And the good news is that in the next 2 days he'll be meeting the president.
Oh yes, to say farewell.
So yes, but I'm sorry to preempt that. He just got the message that in 72 hours he'll be the guest of His Excellency President Nana
Wonderful.
to say his
Official farewell. Well, Your Excellency, András, Szabó, Ghana is grateful to have had you. You're always welcome. I mean, I say this on behalf of Ghanaians everywhere. I mean, there are lots of success stories that I have heard. Dr. Lancetta's is perhaps the one that's being captured on camera, and Nicholas's as well. But there are several success stories that I've heard, and clearly you've made a huge impact.
Thank you very much.
Whoever is coming through, we will support him or her, but he or she has big shoes to fill. That is the truth.
He will.
That is the truth.
He will fit.
Wonderful.
Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for having me in your home. Yeah, thank you.
Translation literally says to your good health.
Oh, so ladies and gentlemen, see you next week. My name is Apioko. This has been Diplomatic License on Citi TV.